Are you a whale yet, man? You need to come into our whale chat. We had a really good meeting today. Keep both on if possible, guys. Like so we can you can actually see what just happened. Hello. Ah, there we go. Anyway, can you guys see? Yeah, all good. Can you see what I'm showing? If you guys want to check it out, check this here. 1 second. There we go. Make that. There we go. Check that there. Um, Follow all those things there. Right. Okay. Now, what we're seeing right now. Can you guys see it? Is everyone there? Is everyone checking it out? Tell me, please. Someone answer. Actually, can I just 1 second? Why can't I see the? Can I see the? Aha. Right. Okay. All right. Anyway. Uh, where are we? Yeah. Cool. Whatever. I don't know if you guys can see it or not. You can see it. Right. All right. Look. What we're seeing now is a full blown breakdown of Bitcoin here. We're seeing a. I mean, I wouldn't really call it head and shoulders, kind of, right? But what I stated previously is that once this broke, that the longer it stays within underneath this 106,000 level, 106,005 level, right? The higher chance of this yeah, okay. The higher chance of this breaking down. Now, I would say a key area of control and support is going to be around here, right? I would expect, I would expect a wow, my drawings are spectacular. I would expect something in the form of uh, the candle. Why? What's with the wavy? Why are we waving, man? Yeah, whatever. I would expect the candle here and the wick to come and touch that. Look at that. That's my drawing. If you want to see that, you go here. You go here, and you'll see it there. The wick to come down and probably possibly tap this 99,500 area level. I think the 100,000 is pretty much primed at this present moment to get there. I would not be surprised if it doesn't do that. We could see a further move. I would say, I would definitely state that we could also tap somewhere within this box as well. We'll see what happens, but I think that's going to be something that's definitely going to be tested. I would not be surprised if that's not tested. If that holds, though, if this area holds, this is most probably going to go and possibly test that. Do something like this, stay here for a bit, and then go probably test that, stay here for a bit. Second. Right? Then this thing could possibly just chop for a while, break above here, then chop for a while, go up, test that a few times, come down, go and chop for a while, and then go to here. Something on this manner. I'm expecting something like that. If this holds, here needs to hold for sure, right? This is oh, right one. No, no, I haven't put that. Can you hear me properly? It's gonna be a bit messy, but whatever. Does it sound weird? Okay, 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. Don't worry. I have everything ready, fully stacked and racked and chili McNeil. 1 second. All right. Is that better? Does that sound better? That should sound better. Does that sound better? Everything should sound better now. I need some sort of yeah, good. Yeah, cool. That's something on that level I expect to be developed on going forward. If that holds. If that doesn't hold, right? Then these 91,000, this type of area here is more of a control area. We'll see where it goes. But I have high conviction that that area there is going to hold, right? That's for sure. If Yeah, I mean, we could also kind of see like there's a level of confidence around the 100, yeah, around the 100,500 level is going to be a key area of bounce. Now, if we look at SPX, the S&P 500, to me, right, to me, this looks relatively strong, right? So I want to explain this as well. Like we are seeing some form of deviation here, right, which would possibly indicate a retest of this, right? And then a breakout like that, possibly. But it's looking very strong at the moment. To me, this looks very, very strong because it looks like it's gaining acceptance above the previous high. Let's look at the low time frame. Yeah, look, I mean, it's if the day closes above the 5,971, if it closes above that, then this will be further continuation. But I have a feeling that it's going to come and possibly test this area here, right there, and it will, and then we will see what happens. Right. The only worry that I have is that there is a inefficiency in the graph. Where are we right now? Oh, cool. Yeah, there's an inefficiency in the graph here. So it could potentially also come break down here, take out that wick and then retest this, possibly go up and then go from there. There is a possibility of that happening. But I have high hopes that this area here is what's going to be holding and pushing from there, and that movement going around. Now, gold just eh, I would have expected some form of breakdown from there. It's not looking super strong. But if the SPX starts breaking down, this could bounce and shoot off from there. And I would say the next level, the next target that you should look at for sure would be there. That's the target I would say you should look at, and that would be around the 3,500. Possibility that could happen. Very high possibility that could happen. One area of worry that I'm having right now is the USDT dominance, right? It breaking out of this channel and above this channel here, that's a real problem. All right. Who said Friday is going to be long? What does that mean? Who said what? What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. This here breaking above this point here of these two areas is not good because section here right now, this bit here should that's heavy level of resistance, and it breaking through there is not a good sign. That there is not a good sign, right? That I don't particularly like, because if it breaks above that and holds acceptance, this looks like there'll be further continuation up, and that will cause a lot of problem for crypto and everything else. But it kind of comes in line with this coming down to here, possibly comes down to in line with there, because if that goes up and then rejects off the 200-day EMA, which is a possibility to happen, and then break back down, yeah, we could see that. But I don't want it to gain acceptance above this area here. It's really important. I need this to break back down the 4.78. That would be great if we could do that. We'll see. Look at Bitcoin. Let's look at ETH. ETH is looking ETH is looking weak, man. ETH is looking very, very weak at the moment. ETH is looking very weak. If ETH breaks this trend, I mean it's holding trend. Don't get me wrong, but it looks heavy to me, man. This looks heavy. This looks like at least a retest of the 2,400 around this area here. Let's look at one thing. 1 second. Let's look at on the weekly. Yeah, there's a full rejection of that local trend line. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We'll see. We'll see. Let it come down to the 55.4. This works in line with what we're talking about, right? So ETH is looking a bit weak. I would say it most probably come and try and test this at 2,465. We'll see what happens on that side. If we look at the money supply, it is technically had a breakout. It's on all-time high. It is technically there, but you have to look at other factors as well. Because look, one thing that I need to really explain to you about everything, and it's not Elon thing. It's weak. I'm worried that employment is going to be weak. It's a weak employment thing that they're worrying about at this present moment. Because if that comes in weak, oh, and Powell said something like he's not going to cut until the end of the year, that could cause a bit of problem. Now, one level of positivity, right? What that I'm seeing. Oh, why is this not working? One level of why is this not working? There we go. One level of positivity is that we're still seeing relative weakness in Bitcoin dominance, right? Which will bode well for altcoins. It's still looking relatively weak. It's looking like it's going to at least come and try and test that 63.34 area. Like that doesn't look strong, right? That not being that's a good sign. But again, you can't look in this in singularity. You have to look at it with USDT dominance. And what I will say is, as I said, if USD dominance can break back within this channel and actually see that as a form of resistance and break back down here, that's going to bode very, very well for everything that goes in that side. So basically, we're going back to April 7 now. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. I wouldn't say necessarily we're coming back there. Because look, Bitcoin, no matter what anyone says, it's still holding, like it's still showing extreme resilience at this present moment. Extreme resilience, like it's holding this level beautifully. But in the lower time as it looks like it's breaking, but that could snap back by the end of the day. That doesn't mean, I mean, like it's broken the 200-day EMA with, and also the support line. Yeah, this is going 100,000, around 100,000, I would say for sure. That's where I'm thinking on that matter. Yeah, yeah. But in the short term, like in the grand scheme of things, that's a good thing. Think it this way. Remember what I said before, many times before, right? We want this to get as far this way as possible. I want it to be as far this way as possible, so we can start getting to those crazy numbers at the top. Short-term pain for long-term benefit. I said short-term I'm bearish. Short-term I'm bearish, and it's feeling that. It's feeling that pain. Like that little bounce off there is feeling that pain for sure. But I would say around, watch its reaction of, yeah, watch its reaction of the on the RSI, the 58.19. See how it reacts off there. I would not be surprised if it doesn't bounce off that zone there. We'll see. We'll see. That's the situation that we're looking at. Oh, you want me to look at SUI? Let's start looking at. All right, I'll look at SUI once, and then I'll go from there. That's on the weekly. Man, the weekly looks really, really weak. SUI. I would say, yeah. If it look with SUI, it's more of a box than anything else. Right. What I would say with SUI. Yeah. Yeah, about that. Watch its golden pocket for SUI is about between these areas here. Between 2.89 and 2.817. I would not be surprised if that isn't hit. Yeah. That area there looks like the strongest area of bounce. SUI should be doing a lot better, to be honest. Don't get me wrong. Look, it did produce a higher high and a higher high, but it's lost its key level. It's lost its key level. But it is showing some strength. Look, it all depends on whether this line holds. I mean, look, it is holding its previous month low, and it's on the 200-day EMA, right? Those two things are going to show some level of support for it. But I'm going to say, I would say something like that, possibly a wick down to here, and then a bounce and retest of this area here is, I would say, is pretty much a given. This would be a really good area to go into. 2.9 will look amazing on Sui. See how it works on that side. Anything else? Are we cooked? No, I don't think so. Got it. Who cares if Musk and Trump are fighting? It's not about that. It's not about that. That's not the issue. That's not the issue. The issue that we're facing right now is a jobs issue. What the market gives me, what it's giving me right now, and the sentiment in the market is that I think there's a worry for not only an economic slowdown, but Donald Trump tweeted, "I've lost faith in Chainlink finding a correct credit project, but just getting overshadowed. It's not overshadowed; they're just taking profits." People in the whale group that we had the chat about in FatCat got a bit of a peek into what the realities of how projects work. And yeah, they're definitely at the understanding now. They're just taking profits. ETH, man, look, I just want to say this, right? To me, I think ETH could potentially go down to 2126. I would not be surprised if it doesn't do something silly like that. It's looking super strong. Look, it looks heavy to me, but it is holding very key level here. ETH is a difficult one. Like, it's, to me, this looks like it's artificially being held here. That's what it looks like. I would not be surprised if it doesn't come and test the 2470. That's what I'm gonna say. Yeah, yeah, it's true. I think that the staking aspect of it, I think they are pumping serious money to hold it where it is. When the good times will be back. Should have sold in May when it went. Oh man, here we go. Just because there's a pullback doesn't mean it's the end of the world. Please, everyone needs to understand this. It can't be just up. It can't be just up. This is the thing. It can't be just up. I would say at minimum, yeah, at minimum, it's going to test the Monday low, right? And it fits perfectly in line with the 200-day EMA. The 2450. I would say 2450 is an area that I would not be surprised it doesn't go to. Honestly, it could definitely go to the 2122, but I don't think it will. I think there is a 2470, 2450 around that area. Around that area, there's going to be a bit of play going on. I think the first area of bounce, though, look, short. I'm giving you really, really short-term moves here, right? First area of bounce because of the, yeah. Look, just see an area of support. You look where there's been support and resistance before, right? Support, 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 resistance, 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 support, and you go across. So the first area that I would see a bounce, I'm thinking, is 2572. That's the first area of defense. Then I'm almost certain that it will if it breaks that, it's 2450, because it's a Monday low and it is a 200-day EMA. I'm assuming there would be an area that it will touch. 2330. Why would you say 2330? Oh, because it's the 50-day, 55-day. I mean, that's the next. That's the next level. If it loses this, that's the next level. So you have three areas. You have three areas here. You could one area. Oh, no, yeah, let's do it this way. One area is around here, and the other area is around. I would say more here, more there. Yeah, around there. These are the three. There's this the 2.2572. Then it's 2.450 ish, and then it's 2.350 ish around those areas. There's a lot of time for it to get here, and I think the 55 EMA will go up to that level. Low on spot on these levels now. I think there's a potential for it to go down more. Although ETH is acting funny. Is acting funny to me. It's acting funny. We'll see. We'll see where it goes from there. All right. I'll look at one more and then I'll come back to this bit here, and we can take it back to this. Anything else? I'll look at one more and then I'll go from there. I haven't had a chance to look at anything. Oh God, I don't want to look at error. Any subs? Bonk. All right, subs get first pick. I'm so sorry, man. Why would you look? You're making me look at some meme coin, man. Yeah, like what is it? Let's go. All right. Bonk. Oh man, this bunk is pretty easy. There you go. They'll find support there. Yeah, simple. They'll find support there. That's where its support is going to be. Most probably. Oh man, this. By the way, if anyone wants to short something, Bonk looks like it's ready to be shorted right now. Like it's fully lost all of its local levels of support. It's lost its key level of support here. It's coming down to that level. Does that help? Does that help? Yeah, that's it. This one's pretty relatively simple. I mean, it's a small little box. I put a line, but it's actually more of a box than anything else. Let's build the box. All right. Let's have about, I would say, yeah, that. Let's get rid of this. Get rid of that. Yeah, so between 1415 and 1386, around that level. It'll most probably come. It'll do something like this. Look, it'll probably come down here, right? Test there, wick down, or it can do something like this. Actually, no, I'll probably do this. 1 second. This is how memes usually work. It'll do a fake out first, because I'll come down, right? Do this, go there, deviate back up, and then move up from there like that. Something on that level. Alvarez, one number. All right, I'm shutting this down, and I'll get back to here.